Where have I been? Oh my gosh, she's back. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, how are you? I can't believe I'm saying this right now. I'm cheesing so hard because this is like, wow, I've been gone for so long. First of all, a small break turned into this long, unexpected, almost quitting YouTube, honestly. Let's talk about it. Anyway, how are you? How have you been? I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you so much to all of you who reached out to me, DM, comments. Thank you. I really did not intend on leaving YouTube for that long. So we're gonna get into where I've been, what happened, all the things, kind of bring you up to speed to now. Right now, all I wanna say is I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful, I'm so appreciative of just being here, being happy, being able to come on camera and talk to you. You guys know this has always been a form of like expression, a form of happiness for me. Like this always made me happy, and I'm just like, from last year to now. Okay, let's just get into everything. First of all, I have not done this in so long. I've been doing short form content, but short form is very different from this. I feel a little nervous, so please bear with me. I want to ask, how are you doing? Like how's your mental? How are you doing with everything going on? Like the world is so heavy right now. So I know, yeah. Comment down below, let me know how you're doing. Okay, or where I've been, what's been going on, why I've been gone so long. Oh my god, 10 months. I looked at my channel to see the last video I uploaded. That was 10 months ago. Okay, where have I been? Girl, 2025 just dragged me by my edges. Girl, I don't know where to start. It was so much. Okay, let's start with a little bit around and a little bit after my birthday last year. I kind of felt a little bit of birthday blues. I didn't really pay that much attention to it because I felt like I usually get a little bit of birthday blues, you know what I mean? It's like, it wasn't always like this, but it kind of evolved to being like that. This year though, I had the best birthday. I stayed in. I just went with the flow and I didn't let anything disrupt my day. And I feel like that in turn makes sure that I had a great birthday. So it started from there and then progressed into just around April, May area. I had the worst breakout. And I felt like it was a combination of things. A lot of stress, a lot of, I already started having some mental health, like depression, depressive states and stuff. Like all of those, I think combined, like I was just under a lot of pressure, okay? And I just broke out crazy. Like my face was hurting. It was just crazy. Like it, and I think that's when it started. And then it spiraled into something very, very unexpected. So I went to the doctor and they figured like, okay, girl, you have a lot of stuff. Like I had hypertension, diabetes or pre-diabetic, anxiety, depression, all the things. So she prescribed me some medications that really, really helped me. I really got on a regimen of like just taking my medications every day, and I got a little better. I am one of those people that kind of like, once I get better, I'm like, okay, maybe I don't need it anymore. But I feel the difference when I don't take the medication as to like when I do take the medication. And that kind of scared me because what I did not want is to be dependent on the medication, right? So what I started doing is I started not taking the full dose that she's been giving me, my doctor. So I do half of the dose, and I think that is like sustaining until like I'm able to kind of like remove myself. I know she's the one who's supposed to do it, but like I feel like sometimes doctors don't really want to take you off medication. They want to keep going and going and going. And for me, I don't think that's necessary to kind of get your body used to medication so early on. That was that. So the mental health part, I stopped going to therapy, which was, right now looking back, that was like just a bad move. I should have kept going to therapy to kind of figure stuff out, but I was so down to where it was just a fight for me to even turn on the screen to talk to that lady. I felt like I was telling the lady my business, and I'm like, but nothing is changing. And the funny thing about it is, you you cannot control the feeling of being so down and depressed, and it's almost like a fight to even get up and take a shower, a fight to get up and get dressed, a fight to like do all these things. And the only thing I had strength for was to take care of my daughter. Like I was able to get up and say, okay, let me get her together, let me make her something, let me whatever. But everything else, like for me, like I stopped doing my hair, I stopped doing my nails. I was like, oh, I'm going natural, whatever. And it was just like, no girl. Like I stayed in the bed, I stopped going on social media, like all the things that made me happy, I was cutting off little by little, and that really took a toll on me. And I had to realize that I had a lot going on in 2024, a lot to process that I did not give myself enough time to process, or maybe I didn't have enough time to process because I had to be on a go. I had to take care of business. I have a daughter, I have things to do. So me like processing whatever is happening just was not really an option. And I think it came crashing down in 2025. So that's pretty much the biggest thing that took up my 2025 and why like I stopped posting. I was just not, I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel like it made sense for me to come on camera and talk to you about, you know, looking nice, being put together, or, you know, this is how you better yourself. This is how you show up confidently. When I didn't feel confident myself, I couldn't just put on that face to come on camera and talk about anything when my world just felt upside down and heavy. And on top of that, you guys know I was working night shift. Like I was a bedside nurse. I work on the teleneural floor. So the teleneural floor, most of what you see are like stroke patients and patients that are having strokes, patients that had strokes, and patients that are not mentally there. And for me, taking care of patients that had a stroke, that are having a stroke, that's going through it, all it was doing was mirroring my aunt. A couple years ago, I came on and told you guys, hey guys, like my aunt, you know, she just suffered a stroke. She was 60 at the time. That really took a toll on me, and I didn't realize just how much it affected me until last year. Like I knew it would hurt, I knew, because that's my aunt. But then what I realized is grief is very different in everyone. And also with me, she's my aunt, but she is pretty much someone that, or she was my aunt, but she was the one that when I came from Haiti, I lived with her, and pretty much through high school, through college, until I was able to get my own apartment. So essentially almost like a second mom, right? Even if we didn't always get along, because that's normal between family, but we still had that bond that for me, I didn't realize it was as deep as it was until I was looking at her like, okay, this is not my aunt on a hospital bed with tubes everywhere, unable to talk. She was always the life of the party, and I was the forefront of taking care of all these things, right? So she doesn't have kids. My mom lives in Haiti. You guys know this, right? So it's me, like I'm the next up to take care of all these things, and it was just mentally tasking for me. Like I know, like I have to do this, I have to do that, or whatever, but I think everyone has their breaking point, and last year was my breaking point, because it's like you have to do all these things, a lot of legal things, a lot of thinking, a lot of what would be best for this person, or like in your hands essentially. So yeah, that was the biggest part of my 2025. Pretty much that brought me up to leaving my night job. So I was working, like I said, I was working night shift as a bedside nurse on a neurotele floor, and that was just like a lot. So my doctor came to help me realize, first of all, you're dealing with a lot of stress. So yeah, that's why you're very anxious every time you're going to work. You have a lot of stress, you're depressed, well, you're working nights and you're sleeping during the day. You're supposed to be up during the day. Now, some people works fine. Some people, it works fine for them during nights. But for me, the nighttime was starting to take a toll with everything else going on. It just was not a good thing. It was just a recipe for disaster. So she helped me. She was like, okay, so this is what we're going to do, because you're sicker than you think. You know what I mean? Like, this is not working. It was like a serious conversation. I was like, okay. So I got on it. And this right here, my new job, like that I have right now, is honestly an act of God, because I applied to that job back in April, I applied to that job. I never heard anything. So I was still struggling throughout the night shift and all the things. Thank God I had amazing team workers. Like, I had amazing teammates, I should say. The people I work with, they worked as a team. So if something is wrong with you, they can see that. It would be like, okay, like, you sit down, I got it. Like, what else you gotta do? Like, I'll do it for you. This is how we worked on my floor where I worked. So sometimes I would go to work and I just could not. When I say could not, you guys, I don't know how to explain this, and I feel like a lot of people won't understand it unless you experienced it. Because someone can sit down and explain to you like, oh my gosh, like, even getting out of this bed right now is such a fight. It's such a mental fight, a mental warfare. You guys, like, it, putting my clothes on, driving, parking the car, walking my butt in that building to work. It is just, I don't know how to explain it to someone who never experienced it before. It was just the hardest thing for me, and it came to a point where I was just like, you know what, like, no. I was calling out a lot. I was asking for days off. Like, I had a lot of emotions to process. I was grieving my aunt. I was also like in not so great situations that just kind of made me so stressed. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And I feel like stress is the number one common denominator. Like, that is the number one thing that will literally take you out. It will take you out without you knowing. My blood pressure would not go down. It came to a point where I was going to work sick. Like, I had headaches. My eyes were red. It was just a mess. And that's when I was like, okay, enough is enough. Like, no. You know what I mean? And God came through for me. And my job now, they emailed me and was like, are you still interested? When I saw the email, I was like, who the heck? Are you still interested in what? Like, I was, and then when I opened it, it seems like they were trying to contact me via phone, but never got a hold of me. Then they sent an email. And when I saw the one that says, are you interested? It was a follow-up email for, are you interested in scheduling an interview? That was God, because honestly, I was still working that night shift and I just could not even do it anymore. I requested to go down to part-time and then down to PRN. PRN is as needed, so you work like twice a month, and I couldn't even follow those because my body just got to a point where it was just like, we just can't keep doing this. You have to choose. Now up to today, where we are, I am in a new nursing position. I'm still working as a nurse, but in a more administrative position. Sometimes, you know, you can dress up and things, but it's more like intake for patients. Like, I go to their homes, I assess them, I talk to their families, I make those connections, and I write down whatever it is that they're telling me, what changes that they're noticing from the last 3 to 6 months. I put that down and then I send it off to a doctor, like a medical director, that can kind of look it over and see if, you know, if we can provide service for them, if they're eligible for the services that we provide. So that's pretty much what I do. Some days I get to dress up nice. Some days when I'm in the hospital, I just wear scrubs because the hospital is a lot of walking. So that's what I do, and I really enjoy it. It is during the day. Although I work 5 days now instead of 3, I prefer it because it is 5 days where I go to work, I leave work early, like 5:30. I pick up my daughter. Like, I have more time to, 1, be with my daughter, 2, not be so exhausted all the time, because the night shift, although it was 3 nights, I sleep throughout the day and I'm so tired. I'm still tired after sleeping. So that was just not good at all. So overall, that's where I've been, you guys. Like, I didn't really do much, or like nothing exciting. Honestly, that's where I've been. I've been rotting in bed and not. Oh, one thing I did do while I was in the bed, unable to get up and do all the things, I read a lot. I read 25 books last year. So that was amazing. Like, I was like, oh my God, okay. So that was the one thing that I actually did and I truly enjoyed. I read 25 books last year, so that was good. And yeah, so now to right now, 2026, March 2026, we are almost done. I mean, I guess when you're seeing this is a little bit after Easter, so I hope you enjoyed your Easter if you celebrate. March 2026, present time right now, Daphne is feeling good, feeling amazing. Of course, I have my days where, you know, I don't feel the best. I feel like that's everyone, especially with everything going on. You know, it's not, the world is just heavy. So of course that affects you, and you know, your personal life as well affects you. But overall, I feel amazing. I am in an amazing place mentally, and I am working towards not having to take my medication anymore, because I kind of don't want to be on anxiety. I stopped the anxiety medication. I am not as anxious anymore, like going to work, or I feel like most of my anxiety was around money. Anytime the conversation of money comes up, I get very, very, very anxious. And I had to realize that, so I made some changes in the way I budget and the way I do things, and just knowing that God will always work things in my favor, so that can help me with the anxiety. So the anxiety part is more so under control. So I don't take my anxiety medications anymore. My depression medications now, like I told you in the beginning, I was cutting it in half to kind of not take the full dose, and now I don't take it every single day, because what I'm trying to do is wean myself off of it to where I don't need it at all. Because what I started to realize is whenever I don't take the depression medication, that is hard to say, I feel a little gloomy, like a little, oh my God, like gloomy, like it's a little hard to get out of bed. It's a little, like I have little remnants of my depressive state still there. But overall, I am doing amazing. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to reconnect with you guys. So happy to talk all girly things, you know, looking good outfits. Also some serious conversations, because we have some serious things happening here in the world that is also very, very heavy. We cannot just put a blind eye and pretend that is not happening. Although my channel is not, you know, it doesn't focus on very political things, because sometimes I feel like I don't have anything else to add to the conversation. And I am a firm believer, like if you don't have anything positive to add to a conversation, it's best to just zip it, you know what I mean? But I am aware of everything going on, and I am aware of how this climate, this recession, everything going on right now can really affect somebody, especially mentally. So it's not all, oh my God, look at me, I'm so cute. It is also like we have to have these conversations, but also we have to do things that will help uplift you mentally. You don't want to stay in that state too long. So this is my way, this is my outlet. So I hope that I am also an outlet for you. Like watching me can kind of brighten your day and give you something positive to, like, you know, do or watch as well. And I'm so happy. And I have one more update, you guys. I am so excited to show you my new puppy. She is such a cutie. Her name is Hershey. She's being a bad girl though. She's pooping and peeing all over, and I haven't gotten the hang of actually teaching her how to not do it inside the house. I've been trying to take her out, but it seems like she's still scared. She shakes a little bit when you come near her and all the things. So if you have any tips on how to get a puppy to like warm up and like take her outside to do her things, how I can train her and all the things, please share them down below. But let me let you meet my baby. It's me. This is Hershey, you guys. Isn't she the cutest thing? Oh my God. She is so cute. She is so sweet, but a little scary right now. I think maybe just like from her previous home. I don't know. She wasn't being touched that much because she was mostly home and, you know, in her crate and things. So I feel like she's a little scary, but she's so cute. So I'm so happy to introduce you guys to Hershey, you guys. I hope, please leave me some tips. I'm a new dog mama, beautiful baby girl. So please leave me some tips of anything you have. And yeah, that is my update, you guys. I long-winded simply because I haven't spoken to you in a while. And I miss you, okay? I missed you. I had to talk. I had to let it out. I'm so happy to be back. And please comment down below. Let me know how you're doing, how you're handling everything. How's your mental? I'm so happy. And thank you for welcoming me back. I've mentioned in the beginning, but sincerely, thank you to all of you who have reached out to me, talked to me. We have full-blown conversations in the DMs. Like I really appreciate you guys, and I love you so much. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. I'm so excited. Bye.